Meow. Meow meow. Oh. Okay. Have a cut. Where are you at, bud? Okay. Let's have a look. Hold crouch. Don't need that. Use Q. Yep. Alright. Kick. E. Block. Switch weapon. I think that's mouse up. Soul mode. That one. Soul steel. That is not right. I will do F, I think. And then we've got no. Soul steel. G. Lightning. How you going? I'm just getting set up with the secondary account that I've got. Helix, how you going? Oh, you got the bear fable? Excellent. Alright. I think just in reference, Lightning, to what you were asking just in Discord before, I'm going to explain a little bit about the totems and how they apply to, say, like your weapon, enemies, say like your bosses, for example, the armor that's applicable, and how to remove that and still do damage to an enemy. I'm just going to set up all the keybinds because this is my alternate account, so I haven't used it since the quite a while. So, and then X and consumable. All right, so let's see if that supports, and then we'll do that too. That's why people like streaming Soulframe, like myself and Helix. I did that a little last night. Nice one, Helix. How'd it go? All right, field of view will max out. DLSS balanced. Let's go performance for this one. GP particle quality, that could go high. Dynamic lighting. We'll just put these on for now. Or I could disable that, actually. Bugger it. All right. Ambient occlusion, that can go away. Volumetric fog, see you later. All right. Motion blur, depth of field. That can work. Actually, I'm going to trial depth of field on that. Glare, let's have fun with that. Film grain, don't know exactly what that does. Bloom intensity, we'll do 50. All of these can stay on, as far as I'm aware. And let's have a look at hold sprint. Enable controller aim assist. Deuteranopia. I will use Protanopia. 30, and then we'll do 50 on this. Reduce team rates effects. We don't really need to worry about that. Alright, let's see how the GPU likes that. Alright, the Skyline doesn't like that. Without, what is it? Is it volumetric lighting? Okay, good. So we can turn that off, and that seems to clear things up relatively well. No, I haven't actually done the Bremer's quest on this one, Helix, so I probably will end up going through it as well. So bear with me. I'm just going to adjust brightness and contrast. Are you guys getting a pretty clear picture on the stream? This envoy, I started off with the Tether and Pact. And I don't have that many totems, in all honesty. Fables at the moment, I don't really have. I've got a few of the joineries, not too many. I've got the Garen Root Pact, but as far as Tubalcane is concerned, in this particular account at the moment, I have got Verminia. I have gone through the first couple of Fables, so I am going to obtain these because they're incredible. And I've got Preckley, so I'll claim that. So let's have a look at what I can make.
Alas, of wretched waste.
Alright, I'm going to go with the Assembly of the Royal Tines because they're quite good. Oh, hi, Sandra Woodis. Hello, thank you for the follow. What's shaking? I'm just going through the alt account, as I was mentioning before, that I have, because I really wanted to kind of dive into a few bits and pieces that I've been getting questions about the last couple of days. So, this one's a very early account at the moment. So, I started off with the Tether and Pact for this particular account, and we're just leveling the Pact at the moment as well. So, Voided, we will definitely take that. Akin, Voided Sympathy, I certainly do like these. I could put something into that. Grace, I don't really need. So I'm just going to hold off on putting any more points into the Tether and the Pact, just for now. I am bond level 16, which is great. I am at a very low level at the moment. I'm at basically a level 1 envoy. So I think this is a good opportunity to be leveling the Wooldor, at least. Get that to rank 30, and then ranking the Vast 4. And then I've got the Twin Tines as well. I do believe that I've got the Juniper Bow fragments as well. However, I'm not a rank high enough with Tubalcane to be able to build that particular weapon. I think I saw on the Warframe the Ignemora. What? Warframe? Why is Warframe relevant? Doesn't drop in dungeons anymore. You've got one part of the Ignemora. It will drop from the drop tables, Lightning, but RNG has a very big role in this game. So I think there is a lot of confusion from people in where and how fragments will drop. There's no guaranteed location. The wiki. I choose not to use the wiki for a lot of reasons. A lot of the information that I share is going to change. A lot of the wiki information as well, although helpful, is going to change on the fly. So per, update, hotfix, etc., the patch notes are very important to go through. And I've been looking at what's been happening within the hotfixes up to date at the moment. A lot of it is like game fixing, like just little bits and pieces of quality of life, UI, bugs, etc. like that. As far as the weapon or any sort of fragment drop table is concerned, through my experience of Soulframe so far, Silent Rose faction tends to have the most joyous of RNG drop tables. Not to say that Kith of Kings and Alka's Children are any less. I've just found I've had the most success in a lot of fragments that drop that people are always looking for. As an example, the Odiac fragments, they still do drop from enemies. It depends on the animal leveling that you're going against. So as an example, if you're fighting like level 1 to 15 enemies within the game, they may have a particular drop chance, which is quite low for the Odiac fragment to drop. Also, as an example, going up against the Nimrod, he will have an opportunity and chance to be able to drop a fragment as well. So I'm going to take these guys out. This was my account that I was going through during a walkthrough, basically, for the game. And then I got to this particular area of the game, and it really didn't want to produce Nimrod. So I wanted to jump back into this account because I want to see all of the we'll do 30 on those anyway. I wanted to see the updated kind of fix for Nimrod spawning. So I don't have any Fables at the moment, so I just want to be clear on that. I do believe that Nimrod should be around this area, or at least available to go and have a bit of fun with him. So I'm going to go and check out Beminya's cave, see if the little poppet is around. If that's right, hopefully it will allow me to fight the Nimrod as if it's like the very first time. And I can take you guys through that at least. Excuse me. It's kind of like going back through like a process of elimination, like what's working in the game, what's not. So I really want to see whether or not Nimrod is actually going to show up on this particular account. And this is where I basically stopped doing the walkthrough as well. But I thought it's a good opportunity to jump in and start redoing basically a live guide tour of what the game wants you to do and where it's going to take you. So I do want to go get these little motes as well. So firstly, what I want to add, if you don't know how to do Soul Steal, I would recommend doing it. Activate your soul side. and then you soul steal these little glowing orbs, which are called motes. You've got 3 little like reticles up the top of this name. I've got 2 more dark ones to fill. So what that means is there's little motes, they're full of information, and what they assist you doing is when you come to a particular area within the game, in your codex, you will find that these are a language that are not deciphered. That's what the motes do. So they give you a little bit more information around a particular area or point of interest within the map. So these are all the ones that I've done so far. Keeping an eye on Memoirs of War Songs, that's all of the different little fragments that you complete with the Juniper Bow. And then there's the Crypt of the Saccade as well, which I have not done for this account just yet. So I'm going to keep on going through to see if I can get this Nimrod active to be able to showcase how it runs. If you're part of the Silent Rose faction, Lightning, yes. Rank up whatever faction that you're a part of. Don't get stuck on like the specifics of me saying Silent Rose. But you did mention that you started with Siren. So yes, rank up to rank 5 completely with them. Do your faction tales. So you're going to get Rose icons on your map. Go and find them. Go and do them. Complete them. You'll get a certain amount of experience per run. Continue doing those until you get max experience for that particular rank. Go back to your faction leader and say, hey, I want to rank up, which will be Lady Diora. So once you do that, you rank up to rank 2, and then you rank up all the rank 5. So it's basically a much, I guess, quicker way of doing it, the more faction tales that you do. So a lot of the questions that I've been asked is people saying, I don't know how to do X, Y, and Z. I'm trying to keep the information as easy as possible for you guys to understand, okay, this is what I've got to do. So that's why I wanted to jump in and do this, because there's been a lot of questions around stuff that I consider easy, but I also understand too, yes, there's not a lot of direction in the game, but at the moment, it's still a pre-alpha game, so it's not going to be super clear on stuff until the actual dev team look at the data that's being created through the game and thinking, okay, how do we make this easier for the players, basically. To note, they're not going to hand spoon feed you on a lot of stuff, hence that's what the player base is for, and doing a lot of these streams and stuff. That's what I like jumping in and doing as well, is giving you guys a bit of a handout with information, just because I really enjoy this game. So I really hope that that helps, being able to answer your queries as well. So I'm going to go see Verminia and see if she's active. I don't know if she is or not. This is where this particular account just stopped running. So I hope that she's here, which she's not. Unfortunate. So I may have to reset the tile set for it, because I don't actually have the Fable active. So I'm just trying to figure out how I can activate it. And this is probably one of the points that people have come to as well. So Tethrin, you can see that the experience points was 10,200 and something. That means, like, I think I'm roughly rank 2, I'm pretty sure.
Enough. All this whispering. I cannot focus on my book.
Alright, Oracle. Oracle.
Welcome,
Orlick.
Respite.
I just need to be able to force prop
Something, have you?
the minion to show up.
I'll try not to see it ruined.
Which this was what I came across last time in this account too. Alright, there's that. I'm gonna go see if I can activate another world tree, because the little poppet hasn't shown up either, which is interesting. Although I do have a feeling I may have to backtrack at some point over near the Garen Rood area. Alright, so this is Verminia. Where's that tree? You can kind of see the world trees through the map here as well. Not super easy to find them, but you can see the icon eventually. There's the cemetery. I don't know these guys off by heart. So what's this one? Glades of Andrin. I'm going to pop over here to the Carlisle Glade and see if that ladder can activate the minion properly. I have a feeling that's the key to getting this to actually spawn her. And Nimrod as well. So and as far as the totems are involved as well, capturing the totem or like the animals early should help you obtain some of the totems that you may need to be able to do armor reduction on certain weapons. And if you luck out and you get the right totem for your weapon, i.e. say like a bow, longsword, polearm, but even like the magic weapons, so any of the starter weapons that you're coming out and utilizing, depending on what faction that you're using or start with, I would honestly just keep on exploring, picking up your flowers, get your charmed animals as well, collecting all the little scarecrows as well around. I'm really glad I got tethering for this one. Although unfortunate, because I should have thought ahead when I did start this account, but that's okay. I can manage this one, because at least I know how the tethering works. The only thing is, I'm a traitor from the very beginning. I'm not. But the Benjatari is. Yeah, 500 pumpkin seeds is really good, so I mean, that's just like an offshoot of what you're running through in the game. I think I want to maintain a specific focus on the faction experience that you can acquire, the leveling system. How does that operate? How do you get your bond level up with your particular faction? It doesn't matter which one that you run. It's more about how you actually get the experience and what is necessary for you to do so. A lot of like conversations have come up of, how do I speed through this? You can't. It's just not how the game operates. You've got to put the work in to get the result. And that's something that I find a lot of people try to speed through. Yes, there's faster ways of doing certain things, but not necessarily. So let's go do a faction tale and I show you what I mean. So we've done a tier 2. This will give me 2 different little things that I need to do. So let's go get the paperwork from Mike Wazowski. So, irrelevant of whatever faction you're part of, it's the same concept for all 3 of them. Get in there, kill, get your experience points. Unfortunate that I don't have a rune active on this account so far. And it's a real shame that the Nimrod is not showing as he should. So it looks like I'm going to have to try to go get one of these notes over near the glade. And then I will run through here as well. Alright, so that's done. Let's go do the Undercity. It should take me up against a Banneret at least. It's over near this rock area, I'm pretty sure. So the adventure is definitely something that's important. As far as the world tree completion has gone, for me, on this particular account at the moment, I've chosen to do most of the starting area where Verminia is, and I know where Tubalcane is. So I've got Tubalcane, I've also got the Orlick as well. So now I'm trying to force out Verminia and the Nimrod, which unfortunately for some reason is not actually activating. So I'm going to have to figure out why. There's 3 bows in the game, Lightning. So Thistle Bow is just the starter weapon. Exploration, doing your faction tales. Those are going to give you the experience to be able to rank up your bond with your envoy or your character level. which is up here. So I'm literally like a level 1 at the moment, which is extremely low. So basically doing your faction tales, what they're going to do is give you experience, collect all the items, smash everything that you possibly come across, kill bosses, etc. Eventually you'll get fragments of different weapon types. You've got 3 tiers with Tubal-Cain. You've got tier 1 weapons, you've got tier 2, tier 3. So what that means is the more you level your weapon, your combat arts, your packs, you'll come across the ability to be able to build more higher level tier items. If you choose to like operate your Tubal-Cain similar to your Foundry and Warframe, you have to have her building stuff while you're out collecting stuff. Otherwise, it's just not going to work fast. In the sense of, if you're not making her build something while you're away, you're slowing yourself down to level your envoy up, but also higher level damage weapons as well. So I lucked out on this account and I got the Precles fragment early, which is great. So at least I've got another secondary weapon to utilize, and I can level that one up to rank 30 as well. Yeah. So keep an eye on Tubal-Cain. Check often. See what fragment requirements that you need for a particular weapon or piece of armor or pact. I mean, the packs basically are built in a complete kind of package, but what you've got to look out for is the materials that you need to be able to build that particular item in general. So if you don't have the items, go find them, explore it. The drop tables for everything seem to shift quite a bit. So the wiki is a useful amount of information, but like I said before, it's going to keep changing all the time. So that information is going to become redundant. Even some of the information that I figure out, even with experience, that's going to shift over time with different hotfixes, the different preludes that keep on happening, and that's just going to keep happening over time. So nothing is set in stone. I want to be really, really clear on that, because eventually there's going to be a new way to get a particular item, or, you know, where certain drop fragments are dropping from. So we have to get kind of ahead of time, essentially, in certain areas. So, you know, the fragments for, say, Garen Rude's set of his armor, they drop from the Vadagar Stags now, where before they were purely within the glade. So hence the patch notes are a really good source of information directly from Soulframe to let you know, hey, we've actually done this now. So it's very worthwhile being part of the Discord of Soulframe as well, because that's where a lot of your direct information is going to come from. But also, again, you know, doing the streams as well, I find is really, really fun, because I personally learn better if someone's explaining to me, hey, you know, how do I do this? How do I do that? I just find it a lot easier. All right. Hey, big boy. I got one of the daggers, but don't remember the name. It's probably Skilter. You'll come to learn all the names of the weapons and stuff all the time. Oh, crap. We got the heavy boys. Okay. Give me your soul. Okay. First reason why I always choose the 2 different elements in any pact in the sympathy is because you get life regen every time that you pull a soul from an enemy. So it's very, very nice to be able to save your life elixirs for emergency scenarios. So that's one reason why I always build a pact into sympathy in the pact tree, because it allows you to pull the soul and then regenerate your health really quickly. It's almost instantaneous. Alright, so see there, you get like a fragment from an enemy. It's just a chance to drop. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed every single time that you take that enemy on. Think about it this way. Your fragments are diversified into like a table of contents, so you've got a chance for them to show up. Man, there's a lot more heavy units now. Okay. Alright, let's pull that soul out. Let's re-heal. Okay. You want to play Knifey Spoony Bed? Okay. Oh, damn. Okay. Righto. Oh no, we've got the Banneret here too. Wonderful. And that's an Odiac fragment. Oh no, they just had the Odiac. Okay. Alrighto. Alright, Sweet Pea. Bring it on. I don't really have the best damage output at the moment, but we'll see. Oh god. Bonk stick. Nope. You can almost give yourself like an iframe, or basically can give yourself an iframe if you time your ability cast right. You can basically tell the Banneret. That's a big no. Alright, let's get this puzzle. Cool. So the arts are up to 17 on the Tether Impact, which is good. Once that's max level, that will be good. Because then at least I can basically maximize my damage output with this particular pact as it stands. So I do have access to be able to build Garen Rood, but there are fragments I need to obtain. And that just comes purely from exploration. Picking up your scrap steel, your brass, etc. Smash everything. Because eventually you'll get into a surplus of items as well, which is great. And that's what you need in this game as well. Very much like Soulframe. If you click and collect, that's what you need to be doing the entire time. Alright, so these chests, the gold, they generally drop the best amount of equipment that you can hope for. Again, very randomized. Alright, what do we got? We got a nice little mushroom. Alright. Hey, little rat. You're super rare. Excellent. 4142. Righto. Hopefully it's for a long sword at least. Pretty please. Ah, damn it. It's for a flyblade. That's right. That is good anyway, regardless. Because it'll give me a few different options. Hey, hey, hey. Come on. There we go. Hey Smooth, how's your morning going, sir? Necrobane, good, how are you? I decided to jump on and do basically like a guided tour of Soulframe. I've been getting a lot of questions about stuff, mostly in reference to basically everything, especially in the starter area of the game. You know, how do I level up? How do I do this? My short answer, go and do it. That's not me being rude, it's just me being really direct. Like, the game is supposed to be played, so I wanted to jump in and see if I can give some active advice on, you know, building your bond level with your pact, with your envoy, how to level up your combat arts, everything that you basically come up against, and the game doesn't really give you much of a clear reason or how to do. So let's say, for example, with Tubalcane, she's at rank 1, right? I've already done a few weapons, so you can see that her level is 1 at the moment. Look at this as an example. I've got enough to build Oran Umber. I know it's attuned to courage. That's the achievement that I need because I'm part of the Tether and Pact. I'm going to go build that. The Royal Tines, different story. This one is a spirit-based weapon to start with. That can be changed later. Don't worry about that right now. Work with what you have. So even Rib 2, I can build this one. So let's go forge that. So now I've got 3 weapons building while I'm out and about, collecting all your materials, etc. Juniper, as an example, I've got insufficient materials. As far as I can see, it doesn't necessarily say, hey, you've got to be locked behind a tier level with Tubalcane with her bond. So that information has changed. I need more scrap steel. That means go into some of like the open dungeon areas, go and collect that. And then so forth and so forth. Gossamer quartz, you'll come across as well. So There are a few requirements that you do need to fulfill with Tubal Carne, but overall, see, Garen Rude Pact requires Tubal Carne Bond level 3. How do I build that? Go up here, have a look at the level, and be like, okay, what can I build at the moment? If you've got the required materials, boom, I've got 3 out of 3. And then just go back to your combat arts for your levels of your weapons as well. I've only really got access to, say, like the long swords at the moment. So come up here. If you've got any of these icons in your combat arts glowing, that means you've got level points to spend. I want Smite because I love it. It's very, very good. I can do split focus if I want to, but I can do Spectre Strike after a perfect dodge, which let's give that a try. So Smite, very good mechanic on any particular weapon. It doesn't matter what it is. The more Smite you have, the more souls you expose, the more souls you can steal, the more health you can get back. Upgrade, Sympathy, Voided, Akin. Work with all of these 3. Doesn't matter what kind of pact that you have. If you work towards this one, you regain life on Smite, which is exactly what you want, especially on a very early level Envoy. Voided, dealing damage on Smite. These work in together to build a really, really strong attack. And then Akin is a kind of recharge more quickly. Everything else is kind of gravy up on top. If you really want to, you can build the life tree at the top and then build towards Everbound. That will give you maximum health. I don't really bother doing that because I've figured out, okay, what would I really like to build into? So with previous knowledge of being able to use this particular packs and how the actual points expenditure work, I'm going to keep focusing on courage because that's my main virtue for this particular weapon. So let's have a look. I don't have any totems. I don't have any runes at all. But the fly blades, however, I tend to have some, I believe. So that is the rat. Damage to nearby enemies, that can be useful. What I can do, though, is look at the armor as well. So it gives me 5 physical armor. That's going to be great. That's a purple totem. So it now gives me a few points in my physical defense, which is going to benefit the Envoy very much so. Let's have a look. What was the amount of points there? 5 physical. So if I take that off, it's going to drop down in the physical stat, which is the very top one. So 13. If I put that back on, that should give me 18. There you go. So I've got no magical defense. I've got 9 stability defense, but I've got a little bit more physical, and that gives me an overall armor rating of 27. So that's going to benefit the Envoy very much. So as far as synergizing your pact, your points, how you're actually leveling, just keep running through and just leveling all your stuff. You will be fine. All right. Get out of here. I want you, and I want you. I will go collect them after. Look at that. Lots of stuff. It's great. Alright, there's that one. And there we go. If I've got the aim right. There we go. Let's see if I can make this one. Oh, God, I did. Jesus. Cool. Alright. Come on. Get it. Nope. I could move closer, but I can't be bothered. Alright, let's see if we can aim for that one. Nope. Come on. Nope. Nope. There we go. Alright, there's that one. Come on. Let's do it. How am I not getting this balloon? Anyway. Alright, let's go clear out these dudes. So, I'll finish up this this run, and then we can see if we can take on a level 3 bounty as well. Meow. Alright, lots of goodies. We love these. There we go. More of that. Ode Graphite, Drax, you name it, we got it. Using Soulsight, extremely useful ability as well. It will help you see through walls, and you can see all of like the little bits and pieces of equipment that I've just been able to disperse with those big bubbles that we destroyed just before. I really, really hope that the soul site gets a lot more attention at the very beginning of the game, and there's a very good reason for it. It's a very useful mechanic, and I think a few people that I've talked to have been like, I don't know how to do that. That's why I'm very big on sharing that information, because it is an integral part of your character, and it's a very useful ability for your envoy to use. Alright, just go away. There we go. If you've got 5 elixirs and you've got like half health, use one, and then you can pick up their life elixirs that drop. The only reason and way that they appear is if you haven't used them all, and you've got damaged health as well. So keep that in mind when you're taking on enemies as well. Alright, where is this little sinecure people? Alright, we got a chest. Good. The more ascensions, yes, indeed, Bane, especially for Smite as well. And Smite, again, is like another really, really good mechanic that is kind of not really told as an envoy. So I think the more the game gets developed, the more information is going to get clarified as well. But as far as I've figured out so far, being able to decipher some of the abilities in the Prelude series has been pretty much half the fun, to be honest. So I know I can sound very direct, but I would rather try to keep the information as simplistic as possible rather than convoluted, because I think some of the information is convoluted enough that even I'm like, okay, like I don't understand what that means, so how do I figure out what that does mean? So all right, big boy, come on. Thank you, give me a soul. See, that's what the Smite does. If I have those packed combat arts applied, doing the damage and the soul smite, and regain health, it will regain my health, but it will also do the damage for them, which is great. The more damage you do, the better off you'll be. Especially with a, I guess like a high stability defense. At least you'll be able to, you know, do the damage, keep yourself alive. Survivability is #1 priority for the most part as well. And mobility as well. It's gotten a lot better in the game, so. Alright, we got more sinecure just over here, so we'll run through here. Sometimes there's a chest just over here as well. Open the door. Sweet, we got more of these here. So, material collection, absolutely vital for your envoy as well. Alright, Flappy Bird, where are we going, bud? Alright. Sometimes he'll show you the right way. Sometimes. If he doesn't, use your icon on your compass, and that is a much stronger guarantee of the direction of way you should be following. There are a few other ways that you can utilize it, but I'll just keep it simple for now. Okay. Yo. I'm gonna kick you, and hopefully that breaks your stance. If not, that's okay. I'm just gonna reactivate Felist. You can try to kill me, but I'm gonna kick you. Or you can just keep shield bashing me then. Okay, so Clash doesn't seem to be really doing as much of what it should do. Okay, buddy. Alright, there we go. So, if you see the Kith of Kings, I've got 525 experience from that. That was a level 2 bounty. If you do a level 3, yes, you'll get a higher enemy level, but at least you'll be getting an absolute buttload of experience from it though. So because I'm such a low level, even though I know how to tackle tier 3s, I'm not going to at the moment because I know I'm not going to be able to survive. So the best way to operate with these is go and do your tier 1s up until you've got some pretty decent levels. Yes, it's not going to give you as much XP or as good as like materials, etc., but at least you'll be able to survive, and that's what you want to do. Doing tier 2s, they are good, so that's why I like doing them. All right, buddy, where are you taking me? Come on. So I'll finish this one up, and hopefully when I run back into the open world, I get a little bit of an indicator of like, yo, Familiar's here. Oh no, we've got a banneret. Bonk stick lady. Hey lady. Excuse me. Get out of here. No. These bannerets, it doesn't matter what level they are. They will dish out an absolute buttload of damage to you as well. There we go. VASP 1 or 4. You're going to get an absolute ton of those fragments of that particular item as well. So just building one item of every single weapon type is going to help you boost your bond with Tubal-Cain as well. So very useful to do, but also very good to level up the very first item as well. I'm going to see if I can shortcut this bridge, which I can. Excellent. Come on, jump up. Awesome. Alright, this should be the exit for the dungeon anyway. For the most part, dungeon exits generally look the same. So, especially for this one, you can see the giant walls, they start opening up. You hear that, big boulder rolls down. I know that I'm at the exit. Always check your weapon racks. There's usually materials for you to collect here, and also a golden chest around this area as well. Gossamer quartz. It will drop like candy. That is something that I have noticed. People have said, I don't know where to find it. Go into your faction towers. They are literally a whole reason to go through the game and collect your materials. And you get an absolute smorgasbord of things as well by doing these runs. So they are very useful. It's the fastest way to be able to shift your leveling and all of your story throughout the game as well. So very beneficial to do your faction towers. It's very simplified and very good to do. All right, so we can hear a wolf. That means Orangol is a active fable for me. The game isn't going to direct you specifically and say, hey, Orangol's in the world, let's go find her. Fables, it will usually share and show up there. So when this happens within the game, the best way to go about it is, okay, what am I hearing? Where is it coming from? Have an explorative process around this area. From memory, I believe it comes up through over here. So let's just go for a walkabout and see how that actually shows up in the game. All the while, just kill stuff. Pilfer all the flowers. If you got totems, awesome. Keep on collecting those animals. Very good reason for it. Alright, so we do have some moats to find. So I've got 2 more moats around this particular area to find, and then I can basically unlock this area, the name, and just be happy with that, that I know the name. Nice try, Orangol. I don't know why you're showing up since I don't actually have you yet, but there you are. Hello.
To snap your guts out right now, human.
Okay, so we have Frida in the past.
But rat killing won't fool me. I've seen your like riding down the thunder whales. What do you want with my pups? A coat? A charm?
Alright, so these choices here are going to give you a boost in a particular virtue. So because I'm a starter of courage, I can choose that. And what that's going to mean is just I'm going to have an extra point basically of damage output. And predominantly, as you guys know in the game at the moment, courage is generally the most used of all the virtues. I could do a point in spirit as well, and that is beneficial for a lot of the abilities that last within the game. So once I can kind of unlock Tetherin, I've done that one, move into different areas of different packs, duration is useful. So that is something that could be very beneficial to me. But for this run, I'm just going to choose courage because it's courage and it's going to boost my damage even further.
Bare your teeth and hunt their hunters.
Alright, so what it looks like has happened in the previous playthrough, I had Arangol already started. So what that means is I probably can't do the Verminia quest until I've actually got the Arangol She-Wolf done. So I'm going to go free her pups. You will get 3 different locations that show off the like light cream circles. So this is one of them. You've just got to move towards them and find the little pup of Arangol, and there's 3 of them. So that's probably why Verminia wasn't showing up, and Nimrod, because I'd already started the Arangol Pact farm, basically. So that's good to know. So don't do She-Wolf. Although, I have to say, okay, that's why it now shows up. That's good. So I just had to reset the world instance. That is something I can probably note down and put that in the feedback. Alright, where's little pup? We've got some more motes to come through and find. Oh, hey, little guy. We get a little gopher. Oh, God. 455. Okay. I'm not very good with these very fast ones, but at least I got it. So there we go. We got the little gopher beaver thingy, and that one's for a polearm. Not too shabby. Alright, let's go into the Mines Battle, or Botto. And there should be a little baby wolf in here somewhere. Ooh, mushrooms. We like them. Turk, what's going on? How are you going? I'm just running through my secondary account and just doing a little bit of like live guide walkthrough, the ins and outs of leveling Bond with not just your own envoy, but Tubal-Caarne, leveling weapons, material crafting, finding stuff in the game, figuring out why certain Fables don't activate because you've got something else active and the game doesn't tell you so. Which I just found out that I had the Arangol She-Wolf Fable already active when I was trying to activate Verminia and Nimrod. Should I make a second account? If you want to, that's completely your choice. I'm just doing it more so for the fact that I can go and replay, but also teach people how to do things from the very beginning, rather than using a maximized account and just showing off all like the heavier build types, etc. All right, lady. There we go. All right, little wolfie, where you at? I believe she's just down here. Hey, bud. Awesome. And we got a rare chest. Dope. Okay, so we've got to go into the Undercity to find this one. So what does it say here? Free Arangol's pups. Gotcha. Alright, we need that. And... cool. Mines of Burrow it is. I can go get the motes later. Wait. I swear I heard one. There we go. It's right in front of me. What am I doing?
More memories unforgotten.
So we've got 3 other motes for this particular location to do. You can do one of 2 things. If you really want to cheese it, come through here, log out, log back in. I can't guarantee whether or not that actually still reactivates the motes, but I'm pretty sure it does. Again, subject to change. Do. Alright, birdie man. Let's go. Turk, I would say too, like, because there's the directory-wide drop for Soulframe, so for anyone streaming Soulframe this weekend, as of, like, the 15th, you can go and watch a stream, I believe, for about half an hour, and it should give you a code for Soulframe. So if you are thinking to, you know, build a secondary account for whatever purposes that you want, completely your choice. But I was lucky enough to be able to obtain a second code through one of the Envoy hours, I think they were called, with Soulframe. And then I was able to obtain a few extra codes as well for giveaways as well. But I'm going to wait until after the directory ride drops are. So if anyone does need a code after that time frame, I'm still willing to do a code giveaway as well. So I've probably got, like, I think roughly about 2 more. Alright, let's go find Wolfie. Come on, Flappy. Show me the way, my friend. Sometimes there is a chest down here. Just on this little boat area. We love materials. This usually holds quite a lot of stuff in here as well. If you see a big wooden panel off to the right here, generally within this hallway, it will have a lot of stuff. Which is great. Alright, Sinecure, sometimes there can be a chest down here, along there. Sometimes can be one here or there. It generally is RNG. Hey, bud. I could have stolen your soul. Anyway, we found Bambies. We love them. We're going to skip the cinematic. Oh, and they're regal. Excellent. So, let's have a look. Luckily, we spawn right here, which is absolute perfection. Alright, so we've got another Bambi. What do they do? Stagger on primary attacks. Perfect. If I put it into, say, like, this slot instead, it'll give me 25 heal on smite. That's not... It's not bad, but in my case of what I'm trying to do, I would rather boost stagger output to the enemy rather than building stability or heal on smite. Reason being, on this one, sympathy. Again, regain life on smite. Perfect. These are really worth upgrading. Alright, so what do we got? We got a long blade, momentum, we can deal more damage on consecutive attacks. That's great. Why? Because that is in tandem with the consecutive attacks of the combat arts pact tree for Tethrin. Riposte, I'm not going to bother with. That's for parrying. I really don't use that mechanic, personally. Perfect throw, that one is useful for your melee throws. Heavy attacks charge more quickly. Yes, I do want that. Lovely. Helmgong, increased stagger on fully charged heavies. Great. So Headlong, Helmgong, they work really well. Smite, I'm going to keep building that up as well, because that's going to expose the souls more consistently the higher points I've got. But I don't have, I think, 6 more points until this particular Longblade is roughly like bond level 30, which it's not at the moment. It's like, yeah, level 19. So that's how I would be operating with your totems. Just look at what the totem does in what particular slot you put it in, attack, defense, or utility. I got a code when I watched Odd Boy Hour, but I helped a streamer and gave him a code for my raffle. Nice. For content. The streamer's name is Sergeant Cersei. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen them. I can't remember when, but I certainly have. Alright. Birdies. Where are you going, bud? Explorative mode. What's down here? Awesome. We got a chest. If you do feel like leaving a dungeon, you can just use the Soul Gate. Which, honestly, I have to say, I really hope that these become just activated all the way throughout Midrath, and then we can just fast travel through the Soul Gates just by giving them something. I know that people have talked about mounts, but honestly, I mean, I'd use them if we had them, but I still feel like those Soul Gates, they're an asset that's already in the game, and I feel like that would be a nice way to travel through the Soul Gates instead. Bit nostalgic of, say, like the like Ultima Ascension, where you've got the different gates that you can use, like the moon gates, basically. Alright, what's going on through here? This looks like this would be the exit dungeon, I think. It does look very familiar. Alright, bud, come on. Nope, maybe it's not the exit yet. Yay, we found out a Wolfie. Excellent. Alright, Wolfina, where are you, bud? Let's get a nice backstab in. I'm glad that I didn't alert that enemy. Wonderful. Oh no, you caught me. Thank you, thank you. See, we got some good smites on. How good's that? Hello. Also too, if you're using the Fellist ability from Tethering, it takes 5 hits for that ability to go away. So I've done 3, there's 4. Nope, I used all 5. So there you go. But it's consecutive damage output. So every hit that you do with it, it ramps up and adds a certain % of damage. So eventually you can do an absolute buttload of damage with Fellist active. So I can reapply it. It will last on both of my weapons, whichever one that I use. Only up to 5 hits, which is great. I thought it was a duration-based one for a while. It's not. And interestingly enough, I don't know. It does take into account your kick as well. So that's nice to know. So any sort of attack movement from the envoy will take that down. Alright, Wolfina, where are you? Okay, where are we here? Okay. Ooh, I like this. Hello. Can I have your soul? Why, thank you. Soul sight, super useful. It highlights everything. I have to admit, I really do wish that we could build a little bit more stagger, especially with the heavy attacks, but I didn't actually put that up to a supercharged heavy, unfortunately. But anyway. Alright, patch leather, also another very useful material that you're going to find quite a lot of, which is great. Also, we have an ad break. That is unfortunate. Alright. Puzzle time. Kratos. let's call our weapon back to us. Alright, here's the giant plug. And alley-oop. I got a rare chest too, which is phenomenal. Alright. Oh man, you gotta... Wish you could just jump down. I do like the ladder slide though. Alright, here we go. Second puzzle. Done. I did do a female frame for this account too, so... And I'm glad that I did, because I really wanted to see the differences between the male form and the female form of the envoys as well. Alright, Wolfina. Ooh, we get a good puzzle too. Great. I love this puzzle. Alright, let's see who's who. Alright, so let's go sneaky. There's a banneret. Hopefully, there's no other enemies on this side. Good. Let's see if we can sneak up against her. Oh, god damn it. There we go. Okay, great. Oh, god. Alright, range is definitely not great so far, but that's okay. Let's take some health back. Oh, man, 2 bannerets. Jesus. Okay. Lucky she didn't block. Alright. Fly blades, let's do it. Thank you very much for your soul. You can soul steal, even if the fly blades are active. It is a bit of a delayed response, but eventually it will call the soul to you, so don't worry about that. And there we go. And you can actually pull a soul while being staggered yourself, which is great. Thank you. See ya. Alright. So, this puzzle, I really enjoy. Very much so. There's sometimes a chest down here as well, and there's a chest behind here, generally. The red balloon, this signifies we found the Wolfie. Hey, sweet pea. Oh, but I need your key. Right. Alright, the banneret must have dropped it. There we go. Highlighting items with soul sight. Phenomenal. I hope that's the right key. No, it's not. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can open up this puzzle anyway. Alright. Bordered area. Great. There's a button hidden. Open this little guy. So this is part 1 of like 3 parts to this puzzle. There is a ladder on each side to be able to jump up through here. So come up this one and see if there's a lever. And if there is, great. Just pull that lever and then it will shift something, which is this lever here. It's not just this room that will appear. It depends on the tile set generation, but it will appear in one of these 3 or one of these 3 doors that will come up against 2. The middle one generally will have this open area. It can usually either bring you through it, or you've got to go through it to find some extra chests that are up this top area as well. Clearly, I love being hit instead of blocking. Alright, we'll see if there's another enemy up here. There is. Let's creep up behind these. If I could creep up behind them. But I'll take your soul instead. Awesome. And then there's a little secret room in here for nice little goodies. And usually a rare chest, which is great. I swear I could hear a mouse. I did. Hey, little bud. What's going on? I'd like some extra harmony and your totem. That would be great. The Lurker. What a little creep. And isn't that good? We just started building the Aura number, the sword and board. Alright, so we've got to go find a key for little wolf lady, which we don't have at the moment. So I'm going to go have to find some enemies, I feel. Before we do that, though, there is one more part to this puzzle as well. That lever that we just pulled will move this giant stone thing aside. There's a button on it here, and this will complete the puzzle for you. Walk up these stairs, and you'll find the large reward room at the very end, with a giant water column thing that pushes this up. And then this gate will open once you move closer to it, which is, voila, lots of goodies in here. Up to 3 chests, which is great. I did think at one point maybe if you bowed to the statue it would give you something, but unfortunately it doesn't. And there's a reason why I pull that up, but that will be a little bit later. Alright, so there's that. There's a weapon rack over there, so we'll go get that too. Buying everything and then switching to which one? What are you referring to? Are you referring to the factions lightning? Is there a way to make item drops more visible besides soul mode? That's the concept of soul mode in a nutshell. That's what it's supposed to do. I would say that you could probably add, say, like intensity to your visuals in game. So like visual effects intensity. Let's just do that for the purposes of that. You can intensify the visual output of soul mode. So I've got that completely maxed, which is ridiculous. But if you're finding it hard to look at something, that will give you a really, really thick, like, soul mode pulse to find stuff. So, and that's in the accessibilities tab in your settings area. So yes, you can intensify your visual effects within the game to be able to see things a little bit easier. So that's how you do that. I was wondering earlier. The room. Yeah. The puzzle. Yeah. That's essentially how to do that particular one. Alright. Now I've got to find the enemy with a key. For Orangor's Hoppe. I would have assumed, though, that one of those bannerets actually dropped it, though. Alright, you can use that soul gate if you want. Always check behind here, too, because sometimes there's a chest hidden behind there as well. Coming back through here, you can jump down to the left. And sometimes there will be another chest in this particular room. Generally, it's hidden behind over near the wall, but it's not there at the moment. Alright, I do need to go get this particular key. So, where is the key? I'm sure I picked it up before. Oh, no worries. Honestly, if it helps you kind of understand a little bit more of the run-through of where to go and what to do, then more than happy to. The whole reason I like doing this sort of stuff. Because, yeah, if I can help you guys not lose faith in what you're doing in the game, then that's a massive win. Secondarily, if you don't have to go through the pain of finding something out the long way, and I can shortcut that in whatever way that I can, that's another reason why I like being able to do these like mini walkthroughs, essentially. Alright, there is no key. Inventory. So we got a crypt key. Open a locked chest. Okay. Is there a wolfy key that we can have? Because there's 2 of the pups in here. Okay. Alright. Well, we'll leave this particular instance and see if that does anything. Because there's no key from what I can see. And having two bannerets around, you would assume that one of them would drop a key. Okay. I just want to be more thorough before we leave. Because we did pick up that big bag before, so... Okay. Looks like we'll have to regenerate the instance for that to actually happen. Yeah. Alright. Bugger it. We'll go do it again. No bag, no key. Alright. We'll go through a rerun. Unfortunately, we've got to do it that way, but what can you do? Do. Superman jump. Right. Bit of a rough transition there. Keep an eye out for a chest that can spawn on the exit of the dungeons as well. Alright, so this brings us out in this area. Righto. As far as I'm aware, where is that tree? Should be roughly around this area. No, you can't see the icons anymore. Ooh, okay. Alright. So, instead of going in through the mines, we'll go for this one, which is direct east. So, we'll see how we go with that. What level are you guys? I'm probably going to get my ass kicked. Yeah, level 27. You can choose to go do them if you want to, but nah, I'm not going to put myself through that pain just yet. I'm going to go capture a bunny, though. What weapon are you for? A polearm. Wonderful. River pearls. They do tend to spawn around rivers. They can actually spawn in Birdie's Bog too, which is basically like this area over here. But I haven't got the nameplate for it yet because I haven't done the full exploration of this account yet. I know most things by memory, for the most part. Playing a good game like Viva Pinata. What's happening, sir? What? Viva Pinata. No, I'm doing a live walkthrough of Soulframe at the moment, Bear. Just helping some of the players who play Soulframe to understand a little bit more about the direction and journey of where they should be taking. Even though the game is still being developed, it doesn't really give like a full directive to where and what you should be doing. An example would be me logging back into this account and the game not telling me that I actually had the She-Wolf Pact quest Fable active. I only found that out once I regenerated the tile set for the world. And I died. So, yeah, I thought I'd just jump in and just explain a little bit more details around, you know, how to get shit done, basically. Alright. That's good. Oh, crap. They're a level 26. Okay, that should be fun. I hope. Probably not ideal to take on level 26 enemies, but, you know, we'll try. I'm probably going to die quite a few times. Let's be honest. But very similar to, say, like, Elden Ring in a way. Like, sure, you can take the challenge on for more XP if you really want to. Be my guest. That's up to you. There we go. So even though I had the fly blades being used, it will do a soul steal and regenerate health back as well, which is great. Yo, okay. Man, those dogs are really annoying. Piss off. And I'm so professional by doing a live walkthrough and swearing at the same time. It makes it more realistic. Come on, bud. Break your shield. Come on. Crafting very well, though I don't know personally. Yeah, I mean, there's still elements of crafting that people look at and ask, oh, why can't I do this? It's very true. Tubalcano, it should come up with like at least a list of like, yo, building bond is important with Tubalcano. To build bond with her, build tier 1 weapons. That will inherently increase your bond over time. The more you craft, the more you collect, the more you make, the more you level, the higher bond level you will go with your ancestor. Alright, let's go for this one. Oh, we could go do a battle royale with a Nell Knight. I'm not going to do that on this account at the moment. This is a little bit more of like a roundabout way of being able to get to the Verminia quest, which is a little bit like, oh man, I wish I could do like multiple things at once so you can get it done a little bit faster. Web it would. Very cool. Cannot enter at the moment, which is nice. Although, if there's a moat around, I can at least absorb that soul. Let's see if we can find one on the way. I can probably find the sap for Verminia, to be honest. But I don't know if it would actually show up, though. Oh, it does. Okay, let's go pick that up. See if that force procs there. Ha ha ha. Oh, okay, so you can't even pick up the sap if you don't have Verminia. That's good to know. Alright, let's go see if we can save this little pup. Changing the visual effects intensity helped me a lot to see drops. My visuals seem very washed out for me for some reason. I think it's my monitor. Look, it's good to play around with some of your settings and stuff, but the accessibility, I put on the colorblind compensation. I put it at about 30 on Protanopia, and that seems to clean up the image a little bit. Visual effects intensity, if you max it right out, and then you can lower it down to whatever you want, that will definitely help with a lot of visuals. Field of view, I put that all the way up to 69. I don't know why it doesn't go to 100. That's, I don't know, just where it's at the moment. DLSS and performance I do. Sharpening, you can put up to 100% if you really want to. Play around with your graphical settings, completely your choice based on your system. Ambient occlusion, I tend to turn off. Volumetric fog quality, I mean, you can turn on dynamic, volumetric lighting and local reflections, etc. as you choose. Volumetric fog quality, I really actually hate. It's annoying, but if I turn it back on the fog quality, if I turn it low, it unfortunately clears up the sky and makes the sky look all nice and pretty. So the fog effects and particles and stuff, they can really mess up the visual quality of everything. But I mean, look, it's something else that's got to change again over time. So but now, like, visual quality overall, it works pretty well. There are certain things that I don't really like having turned on, but unfortunately that's just where some of that stuff is at the moment. All right, so what do we got? We got some good old mockeries here. These guys give exceptional amount of XP, especially very early on. If you have the capacity or damage output to be able to damage them enough to kill them pretty quickly, they will give you an absolute truckload of experience. roughly around like 1,000 something plus each one that you kill, but you do have to absorb their soul. Otherwise, they'll just keep on resurrecting, which I'm sure that most of you guys who play Soulframe will understand that. I did not know that when I first started killing them. They just kept on resurrecting. I thought, what the hell? That's another thing with Soul Drain or Soul Smite. Being able to absorb souls and learning that particular mechanic for a very good reason. If you don't learn that mechanic, you're kind of screwed. Alright, Bonk Stick, bring it on. You can backhand all you want, but I'm going to kick you for a very small amount of time. Alright, there's my stability gone. Thank you. Wonderful. Did indeed. Alright, level 18 Pact. So I may have enough points in the Pact. I do recommend jumping back into Nightfold as well, especially when you're leveling. It just helps. It really does. If you choose not to, that's completely your choice. I could put Grace on that. Ah, fuck it. I will. Alright, we don't have any combat arts, unfortunately. Do we have any more totems? No. No runes? Okay. Vasp, on the other hand, we do. So we can do kick staggers, increasing the charge rate of the next heavy attack. Not really that great, but attacks reducing enemy armor. That is a totem that I was mentioning before. That can help with boss fights, for sure. But we're just going to keep continuing leveling the Waldor sword as well. You hate mockeries? Indeed. They are annoying. But that's just the concept of enemy. But I mean, if you just want to keep on getting like experience boost, I mean, technically you can. Oh look, there's no key again. Alright, so inherently, where the F do I get the key to unlock these goddamn chests? That's what I'm asking. So again, I'm kind of stuck within the game because it's not telling me like where do I go get a key from. And there's 2 wolves in here. So what happened? They just teleport into the same chest again? Interesting. So there you go. I even have difficulty figuring some of the shit out as well. So let's go try the dungeon again and see if that actually fixes itself this time. Alright, we don't want down here because I believe that's an exit for a dungeon anyway. Mines of Burrow. Let's go down here. Visually, there's something that's really annoying me at the moment. I'm going to go for quality. I'll go balance this time. Alright, we got that. Dynamic lighting. Sure. I dislike the fact that we have to have that on. We don't, but whatever. Depth of field I'm going to drop. And then bloom. I mean, you can drop that up however much you want, but anyway. Alright, Mines of Burrow. Let's give it round 2, shall we? Oh, we love volumetric lighting. The lighting that's coming through a rock wall. Lovely. Come on, bud. Alright. Round 2 on the dungeon-based wolves. We'll see how we go with this. Enjoy your garbage, girl. Hey, lady. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. So Clash doesn't really do much at all to this bitch. Like, nothing. Listen here. You're annoying me. Die. Alright, there we go. What does she drop? A key? Crypt key. Righto. Need 90 more frosted spots to craft Halloween mask. Yeah, like the pumpkin seeds? Gotcha. Okie dokie. Round 2. Let's see if we can get through Arangor's Fable this time. Alright, there's generally a chest down here, which is good. And there's that chest I mentioned earlier in this tile set. It can predominantly chest here, or spawn here, like 50-50 chance, sorry. I am basically running past everything. But I really want to see if I can get the Arangor quest done, and then shift into the Menya as well, especially with Nimrod. So then at least I've got all of the ancestors for this particular account anyway. Look, buddy, I'm trying to release animals here and make them free, so thanks very much. I'm not too sure what the frosted spots mean, dude. And you said it's to craft the Halloween mask, so I'm not really sure which one that one would be, because there's 3 different masks anyway. Right, Arangor, so you still show up, so you're tracking me, so I know that this quest is actually working now.
Stand aside, human.
Oh, can you kill him, please? Thank you. Great. Alright, so it looks like the quest is actually bringing Arangor in, so that should mean we get the right enemy to get that goddamn key to open the cage. So that's what the consecutive build-up damage for Fellas does. Each hit that you do, it ramps up and snowballs, cages that damage, and then it increases its damage output, which is phenomenal. So let's try it on this big mofo. Alright. Get out of my way. Come on. Alright, there's dudes down there. Nothing down here. Great. Alright. Big boy, hello. Thanks, Arangor. Awesome. Love you, doll. She should have been here in the very first instance, though, when we ran through. Unfortunately, she didn't spawn. So now that she's spawning, that does tell me we should get the right enemy that has the key for that particular chest, so we can actually save her children, which is great. Unfortunately, we've got a 1-minute ad break. Or at least like 30 seconds. Anyway. Meow meow, meow meow. Alright. Round 2. Alright, so this should be the part where the banneret should spawn with the actual key. So, I'm not going to do the puzzle like we did before, but I am going to take on the banneret, and I really hope that she drops the right key. And Dodgeroo. Excellent, Orango. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. There we go. Can we steal that soul? Yes, we can. If your character doesn't want to target that particular enemy, you can either roll away and make sure that your reticle is roughly around that area and then steal their soul, or you can just force proc it by pressing your block button, which is also your aim assist, an aiming key for your bow sight as well, which I can't show you until I actually have a bow crafted. So, hopefully that gave us the actual materials that we need to open up this chest. It should. If it doesn't, I'm probably gonna cry in a corner. You've got to be joking. Okay. Where is the key? Because it should be dropping from these bannerets. Which it's not. Which is unfortunate. Is this the key? Cage key. Okay, so it may not come from banneret. It may just come from like this dozy dude here. Alright, cage key. Look at these little handsome fellas.
Captured. What did I say to you and your sisters? Mushy brats. A year in Silvern for you.
Alright, part 1 done of the pub's done. I cannot believe it took that long to do that. But that's the reality of a pre-alpha. There are things that can happen. Bugs are one of them. Alright. Let's go free the other half of the pack. Alright. Collecting stuff along the way. It's what we like to see. Thank you very much. Drax. Patch leather. Excellent. Great. Awesome. So, once we leave this dungeon, I'm really hoping it spits us out relatively close to the other half of this quest. Trying to think of where this one spits us out. I feel like it maybe Burton. Sal's and Bray, I think it's called. Alright, let's go see if we can find a rat. Oh, there's one. It's another purple one. Wonderful. I'm gonna see if we can get some of the moats that are around this area too. The clever. Are we? Are we really? Alright. Moats. Where are you hiding? Are you another animal? You sure? Oh, and you are Bambi. Uh-oh. There's a tank on the hill. I know there is. Please don't see me. I can see you though. Alright, I've got to go find this moat though. I think sometimes they can be in the buildings as well. Not all the time, but they will be sometimes. There's one right there. This is what the moats look like. Beautiful, shining sun orbs. Not with so much intensity, though. So if you do have your intensity up, you can actually drop that down to like even like 90 or something like that, and it should actually take that away. If it doesn't, it just needs time to reload. Ah, no, it's the cove. My bad. There should be another moat around this area, though. There's usually around 2 per instance when they spawn. Thank you for your soul. Come on. Ah, balls. Oh, there's a Batagast tag. Should we do it? I can't help myself. I'm going to see if I can take it on. Alright. And that's the second area. We've got to go save the other pup. Or Orangol. I'm going to see if we can take on this stag, though. $200 damage. That's pretty good. Excuse-moi. Okay, there you go. And we spawn right next to the Odin Basalcum. Wonderful. Alright, there's the other moat. I can tell because it's super glowy. So, I'm going to run away from these mofos and go get that moat. And we'll be on our way. Not the quickest route to get this quest done, but at least you guys know what not to do. So there should be another moat, but from memory, what should happen, if you try the log in, log out, essentially it will respawn the moats in those locations and you can just capture them all. If you find these little fellas around, go to the big fat one in the middle, pick it up. The Willow Wing. You'll need those later. And if you're lucky and you've got the Frecklies or a Flyblade, you can basically just axe these guys out of the sky. Use your soul mode and you can pick up the willow fronds that they drop. It highlights flowers, but also the animals that you can capture on the world as well, which is great. Soul Sight. Amazing. And I genuinely mean that. It is a very good mechanic, and I really hope that there's more directive for envoys to be able to utilize it and understand how it actually operates within the game. Can I capture you, or are you just going to run away? Alright, Opurrator, I'm going to try this stag. And there's a reason why I want to showcase this as well. When an enemy has a grey shield, basically, over their health, that means that they're armored. So your damage output is not going to be that high. Basically, what you've got to do is find a way to enhance your damage output and then jump in and attack. And what that's going to do is remove that armor over their health bar. This is something that I was testing out a little bit earlier, I think last week, and it didn't make sense to me until now. So, because I've got the Tether Impact, it helps me boost my damage output against this stag, and it removes the armor on its health. And once that's done, you can actually affect its actual health. So it's going to take me a little bit for it to take this dude on, but at least we now understand a little bit more about how armor is effective in the game. And then once I lose the damage output from Felist, I just reapply it. So the same can go for most of the other, I guess, weapons within the game. And also the Badagastag wants to run away, which is great. Come on, bud. He does have a weak spot, though, which is generally the bell on his face. So we'll just reapply the Felist. Obviously, try not to get caught like that. But I mean, I didn't really try that hard not to be. He doesn't really give you a lot of options, though, to begin with, to be able to affect him. So, the armor reduction from the totem that I've got is the reason why I put that totem on as well. It helps assist remove that grey bar over his health, so I can start affecting damage to him correctly. So he can be a real pain, but you can take him on eventually. I forgot that he does that move. I think that's actually a new one that got implemented. I'm pretty sure this hotfix, or update rather. Alright, so we haven't done too bad against him. So it is a small window of opportunity for you to take away the armor and actually affect active damage on his health. So that's where a lot of heavy attacks can be extremely useful against this guy. So the more you level a totem, the more opportunity you're going to have to be able to remove this armor to be able to affect the health that's underneath. So I'm glad I went and did that, because we were trying to do a Badagastag, I believe last week, and I was using the Odiak against him. So we're able to figure out that that's actually armor on top of the effective health that lies underneath. So to be able to affect that better, it doesn't necessarily have to be Tethrin, but the Felist ability does help boost your damage output. But if you have a weapon and you've got a totem that can affect armor reduction, like the Flyblades as an example, if it says, stagger on primary or armor reduction, then that's actually a benefit to you as well. But the armor, you've basically just got to break through with damage output. And the fact that I've got Felist or Tethrin and it boosts my damage output, essentially it can break that armor for a certain period of time. So I was able to garner that information through talking with a few other people who was talking about the grey health bar. And that was something I came across as well myself. And now we've figured out that you basically have to do enough damage to break that armor and then be able to affect the health underneath. So I hope that helps with the damage output understanding of an envoy and how to be able to apply damage a little bit more in the game now. If the health is red, it's affected. If it's grey, you've got to do a stronger attack, like a heavy attack as an example, and be able to affect that health bar of that enemy. Odin Berserkum as an example. They are an absolute pain in the ass. But luckily, a lot of the time, they don't have armor. Surprisingly, because they're a metal tank, you would think that they do, but they don't. They can just keep shooting and firing these cannonballs at you and knock you completely on your ass. Luckily, you can kind of get iframes. You can fight these as well, and they will drop the Steel Singer shreds. That means that's the armor for Tubalcane. Relatively rare, but they will drop. Weeping Driss is also the yellow flower in the game. That is a newly acquired resource, or it has been shifted to be able to make the Cloud Crawl potion with Verminia for Nimrod. Alright, we'll finally get these little pups, and then I should have enough time to be able to do the Verminia quest, if it wants to generate correctly. Which I'm really hoping that it does. This is the other element, the Brinfloss or Brinefloss. You will need, I think, roughly like 10 or 15 of them, maybe a little bit more, for the Cloud Quill potion with Verminia. And the Cloud Quill potion now generates instantly, as long as you've got the Drax and the 3 different flowers that you need to create it. Also, that information is subject to change. But for now, that's what we're being told, that what you need for the Cloud Quill potion. Okay, Arangol. Nice one. Alright, cage key. Great. And here's the third little bubba.
I should tug your tail off, out of my sight.
That's all you've got to say? I mean, just rescue your kids, man.
She was born a runt, but cunning. This howl of hers is not a cry, but a warning. They are waiting for us, envoy.
Okay. Alright. And there's the big encampment. One of my favorites. Reason being is because there's lots of enemies there. It's a really good testing ground for a lot of early builds. And when I say there's a lot of enemies there, there's probably about like 15 plus. A pretty fun area though. Alright, let's see what my little envoy can do. Hello, Soulgate. which I wish you could be our fast travel mechanic throughout this entire map. And then some. Okay, we're gonna have to be a bit strategic about this one. There's another Odin Basulcum, which is great. Always a good idea to take out archers if you can. They're an absolute nightmare to deal with.
With that old weapon lobbing fire so near.
Thank you very much. I want your soul. Oh dear. Hello, Banneret. We do not like you. Oh man, you got healing? God damn it. Alright, Mole. Die. I probably could block, but honestly, I really don't. Holy moly.
You should be dead, betrayer.
I'm always curious though, why is every single character that we play in a DE game a betrayer? Who do we betray? Why? How did we get there? Okay, 2-in-1 death. But at least we got the Odin Berserker done.
Come, old boy. Simon, he's anxious to meet you. Old orifices. My back is the same.
And apparently, we don't have to fight them, because Arnball does, which is great. Thanks, Whoop Mom. There we go. 2 of the Steel Singer's shreds. That's very cool. Alright. Hey, Wolf Mom.
No mourning under a new moon. No. Darkness is for blood pacts. I entrust you, envoy, with the spirit of my howl. Care for my pup. So by blood we be bound.
Daughter of Dusk. Son of the Pakan. Son of the Dreamer's Moon. So I'm going to assume that that's like spirit-based, if it's the Dreamer's Moon. Son of the Pack Hunt. I feel that would be Tetherin. And Daughter of the Dusk. I feel like that would be Siren. I'm going to go with this dude.
My hunter, keep him fed. Till the next hunt. Take care, envoy. Lest you be the prey.
Sweet.
Who's a good girl? That's right, you are. Nightling.
Wait, didn't I just choose the male form of the puppy? Anywho. Orango. We now have the pact for her. However, we still need to be able to build bond level with Tupacani. Yeah, I think I've got to double check. Alright, so there doesn't look like there's a requirement for Juniper anymore to be a tier level 3 bow, which is great. So let's forge a bow. What else have we got? Ready to forge. Rib 2. We're already building that. Royal Tines we're building. Juniper, Iron Umber. What else have we got? Solace 1. We could build that one too. So, now that we've got all of these building, we can essentially just go and farm. We still need the requirement of Tubalcarnate Bond 3, and we're currently only at level 1. So, the more we build, the more we're able to build Bond. Whatever lets you know that you can build it. Don't wait, build it. It is the best way to build your bond with her as fast as possible. Bog and Myrtle, that one's a really good build as well. Getting Garen's Crown of Grace, his armor set is fantastic. Igne Mora, thankfully, only takes 2 fragments now to build as well, which is phenomenal considering that it's a longsword. It was a 3-star courage-based weapon. I'm surprised it got reduced down to 2, and for as hard as what it was to obtain the fragments, but also the design of the weapon, really, in my opinion, it should be a 3-star, in all honesty. I doubt, or don't doubt, that it will be shifted again, possibly. Unsula, these weapons are quite good to build as well. These are a very common fragment drop in and around the starting area of the of Soulframe as well. These really, really nice as well. Again, obtained through fighting the Vadagar Stags. Little Zook, I could go and pick up some masks, which is great. Building armor, etc. So essentially, you build up quite a good roster of things that you can build once you've got the required materials, and then just start building what you can. And eventually, your bond will start increasing with Tupacane as long as you're leveling your equipment as you go along. Meaning, if you only really are boosting, say, like longswords, if you've started with Tupacane, it's better to diversify what weapons you use to level. So meaning if I build up a higher bond with, say, like the bow, the Juniper bow, and so forth, you will start acquiring a heavier or larger spread of combat arts that is going to build your bond, not just for Tubal-Cain, but for yourself as well. Riposte, Vigilant, I don't think I really want these for the Flyblades though. Perfect Dodge, increased duration, we'll see. Direct Parry to perform a Riposte. I mean, we could do that. But as you guys know, not necessarily a huge mechanic fan of that. Alright, so we've got that. As far as longswords go, we've got our primary attack on Stagger. So I'm going to keep that there for now until I've got a lot more harmony. So I'm not going to upgrade that just yet. As far as the reduction of armor, that is useful. But again, I don't have that much harmony at the moment. So now that Orangol is complete, I'm going to run back to where we find Tubal-Cain, Verminia, and see if we can actually activate the quest that I was trying to do before. And we'll see if we can run through that one quickly before I wrap up. So it's all the way down there past Kola. Okay. And we've got another little bunny totem. We love them. I guess as soon as we are able to finish off the minion quest, that will pretty much open up the latest quest of the Fabled Waste Bear, which would be great, but I will definitely be saving that for another time. I think we've covered quite a bit of stuff already. But overall, you can see, like, exploration is definitely worth it, especially with the tier 3 bounties, the tier 1s and tier 2s as well. If you can take the tier 3s on, you can, but if you're finding it difficult, drop back to your tier 2 and your tier 1s, or you could do it the reverse as well. Alright. We'll go see if we can find a few little moats in that one as well. When Tubal-Cain pops up and says that, you've got a fully equipable or craftable item, which is great. Oh look, we got a super rare bunny. So we got 3, 4, 5, 4. What are you for, my friend? Ah, longswords. Fantastic. Alright, Birdie Pathing. Where you at? Grand. Okay, let's go see if we can find some moats. Okey-dokey. Alright, so we've got a ton of crypt keys. They'll come in useful later. But what we want is this little guy again. So we've got 2 more of those motes to find. I believe another one of the motes can be just outside this wall sometimes. Or even in the field as well. But there's usually about 2 per location that shows up. And townships generally will spawn rats as well. Or rabbits. Either or. But predominantly more the rats, which is quite good. The rebound. Alright, let's see if we can find the other moat around this area. Oh look, there's another rabbit. Come back. I want you for my stew. Probably go eat dinner again? No worries. I'm probably going to go do my lunch as well, to be honest. So I think what I might do, see if I can find this moat, and then I'm happy to run one of these again. Probably next week, I would say. But at least I now know there's like a few bits and pieces of what can actually block a journey for a player as well, so it's good to know. Courage amplification. Alright, yeah. I think I could probably even leave the mode for now. So at least we'll have the idea of where the motes drop and what they do. So I'll put some stuff together for the online. There we go. There's a nice little rat too. I botched that one, but that's okay. The Blighted. I cannot wait to get my hands on an Odiac for this count. I think that'd be great. Alright, I think that'll do for this one. Wait. Nope. Alright. Sometimes the moat can be around this here too. No guarantees. They generally spawn in like the most odd little locations around the points of interest. But anywho, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this, because I certainly have enjoyed giving out the information there. So I will note within the weapon rack, these 2 will show up for purchase once you've completed the Fable as well. They're not just going to be there if you haven't completed the Fable yet. I would assume the reason why that's been added is because of the I think the changes within the actual packs themselves, but also capacity as well. So on this account, luckily enough, I've got 150 of the premium currency. I am going to maintain this one because I now know what I can use it on and what I can't. I would honestly say weapon slots would become a certain aspect that you may want to invest in if you wish to. It's obviously you don't have to, but I would recommend keeping an eye on your weapon slots as well. So it doesn't give you a full open like number of what weapon slots that we have active. I think it's roughly like 12 or something, I'm pretty sure. Maybe a bit more, I can't quite remember. I'll have to double check that. But at least you guys now know you do have the option to buy packed capacity and weapon. Packed capacity, you don't necessarily need to increase that just yet. Weapon capacity, you may have to, at some point, if you choose to. But what I did on my main account is that any weapon that was a 1-star that I've already maxed out, I actually sold off via the weapon rack, which included not the Waldor, because that one's a starter weapon, but something like the Vast 4 is extremely common to come across, especially with its fragments. So I've got no reason to maintain keeping that after the full ranking of it. So I basically just got rid of it. But essentially, that is, in a nutshell, a little bit more of a rundown of what you can expect from running through leveling up your weapons, crafting, material farming, doing all of your tier 1, 2, and 3 Sparrowtails with your faction, and giving you just like a general overview of what it's like to run through, say, from like a very low level envoy. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for letting me share the time and just take you guys through a whole bunch of stuff. I know it was a little bit like rough around the edges, but hey, what isn't? So enjoy your evenings, your early mornings, or your lunchtimes. I'm certainly going to. I'm very hungry, so I'm going to bugger off and grab some food. I will look into next week and see if I can put something like this together again. That is probably a little bit more polished, but at least it gives you an idea of what to expect being an early envoy. So thank you very much. Great to see you guys, and I will see you at some point over the weekend. Ciao for now.